Hey everybody, today on Henry's HowTos, I'm going to show you how to make beef Borek. Basically, this is the Turkish equivalent of a meat pie. Let's get straight into it. So guys, the first thing we need to do is take our puff pastry out of the freezer for it to fall. Now, the one I'm using has 3 sheets altogether, so we need to leave this outside so it falls. And in the meantime, we'll get working on the filling. So the first thing we'll do is into a pot, add about 2 to 3 tablespoons of vegetable oil. And just on a medium heat, we're going to add in 1 diced brown onion. And we just want to very lightly cook this. Now add in about 2 crushed garlic cloves. And we just want to stir all this through. Now we're just going to add in about 500 grams of beef mince. Now you can use lamb mince if you prefer, or you can even mix the two together. Now add in 1 teaspoon of ground cumin, 1 teaspoon of ground paprika, 1 teaspoon of dry oregano, about a tablespoon of salt, and about a 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. And just mix all that through, get it well combined. Now all we want to do is let this cook for about 5 minutes. We just want to get the meat nice and brown. And in the meantime, preheat your oven to about 200 degrees Celsius. So guys, once you've got a beautiful brown color like that on your meat, we're just going to turn our heat off. And we just want to let that cool down before we start actually making our Borek. Okay, so now it's time for us to move on to the fun part, although it does require a lot of patience. So first thing I've done is just lined a large baking tray with some baking paper, and we'll set that aside. I've also transferred our meat mixture that we made into a small bowl. This will just make it easier for us to get it from, rather than bring a massive pot here. So bring your puff pastry across, and obviously be careful when you're opening it, because they are quite fragile. And you want to make sure all the sheets are separate like that. You just want to spread some flour over your board, just so it doesn't stick. So bring across your first sheet and spread the sheets down on the flour. And carefully take the film off. Just like so. So now we can make these into any shapes we want. I'm just going to go to traditional triangle way. So to do that, we need to cut this into thirds. Just like that. And then again this way. And make sure they're all nice and separate like that. Now guys, into each square, we just want to add about less than a tablespoon of our mixture. It's more like 1.5 teaspoons, I'd say. If we go too much, they're going to burst open. So you want something like that. Then just fold it over, just so it forms a triangle like that. Then just get a fork, and all we want to do is just push down on all the sides like that. And what that does, it crimps it. So that's our first one ready. So then we'll place it on our baking tray. Just like that. So all we need to do now is just repeat that for each of these. Now you need to do this based on how many sheets you have. This recipe that I'm making should be enough for about 3 to 4 sheets. And that's just dependent on what sort of shape you make as well. You can do bigger triangles, you can do like a layered one, which I've seen as well. So like a pie. But that just all comes down to you. It's going to taste the same in the end. So guys, I'm not going to bore you for the rest of the time, just continue to do that. And then once we're done, I'll get back to you. So guys, that's the result there. So you want something that's similar to that. Now in regards to actual meat mixture, that's how much I've got left there. Now guys, that's perfect by itself, so I'm just going to go ahead and eat that. If not, obviously just use more pastry if you have it, so it's up to you. So we'll set that aside for now and bring across a small bowl. And just go ahead and add in 2 egg yolks to the bowl. And to the egg yolks, we'll just add about 2 tablespoons of cold water. Now just using a fork, so just want to give that a quick mix. Now if you end up using more pastry, just crack in another egg yolk. Now all we need to do is brush this mixture onto each of our bureks like that. And be gentle because we don't want it to break either. Now this is optional, but I'm also going to add some sesame seeds onto each one. You can also use poppy seeds if you prefer, or a mix of both, it's up to you. It's just a nice garnish. So that's our first batch ready. I've put the other half onto another tray as my tray wasn't big enough. Okay guys, so once you have them all ready like that, we're ready to bake them. So straight into the oven that we preheated. Make sure you put it on the top shelf. And we're looking at about 17 to 20 minutes baking time. So guys, it's been about 18 minutes now, so let's have a quick look and see what's happening. Just look at that. How perfect did they look, nice and golden brown. With a nice crisp to it as well. So guys, all we need to do now is leave this outside and let it rest. If you've got another batch, then go ahead and put that in like I'm going to. And we just need to let these sit here for about 5 to 10 minutes, just so they cool down. Alright guys, so it's as simple as that. How beautiful do they look? These are the perfect appetizer. Growing up, this is one of my most favourite things. And just listen to that crunch. How perfect is that? I hope you like that guys. Please like and subscribe. If you've got any comments or suggestions, just leave them at the bottom, and I'll see you all next time.